How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to my game room again. So yes, this is the third update that I've done now on this new game room I've been building. If you've not seen the previous two videos, please check them out on my channel. But today we're going to be looking at my hardware. So yeah, I've now got all my consoles set up exactly the way I want them. So they're all plumbed in, ready to go. Anytime I come here now, I can just sit down and play a game on any console, which is exactly how I wanted it. And it does look fantastic. I'm really happy with the final result. I've also got my audio set up in here as well. So I thought it'd be a good idea just to give you a look at what we've done so far. So the only things I'm waiting for now are a sofa. At the moment I'm using this chair, but this will go. And I'm gonna get a brand new sofa, it'll be in a couple of weeks. And then once that arrives, I'm also getting a rug that I'm waiting for to be delivered anytime soon. That'll go down because I've got wood flooring, so I need something with the coming winter to keep my feet warm. And it'll just offset the colours in here and make it look a lot nicer and more cosy as well, I hope. But once those two things have arrived, then I'm ready to go. My game room is done. I can do a full tour and show you everything in here. But today we're just going to take a look at my consoles. So let's just turn the camera around and I'll show you around all the systems I have set up. Okay, so if we just start with a wide shot, as you can see I've got the 55-inch flat screen there, the LG. I've got my Sony Vega Trinitron from 2006, over that's a 27-inch. Beautiful flat telly, love that CRT. And then I've got my oak Kallax and all my systems, which we'll have a look at in a moment, all set up. Got my speakers, which arrived last week as well. So that's on the floor because I'm currently waiting for speaker stands to arrive, and I'll put a stand in there, raise that up, look a lot nicer. And I went for that because originally what I was going to do, I had a sound bar below the flat screen as standard, and I was going to buy some bookshelf speakers for the CRT for the retro section. And when I started looking into bookshelf speakers, I thought, well, why bother when you can just get a nice pair of bookshelf speakers that actually have optical input as well as RCA. So it solves the problem. It gets rid of the soundbar, which creates more space by the flat screen for any like new systems that come out that I want to put on top of there. And you know, it's just a cleaner look overall. And these speakers do actually sound, they're not expensive, but they sound very, very good. And you know, as you can see, I've got Crisis 2 playing at the moment. It's the game I'm currently playing. Sounds phenomenal, man. The gunfire in that game, unbelievable. So yeah, so those will be on the stands shortly. The one on the right will just have to stay where it is. As you can see, I don't have space to put the stand on, unfortunately, which is a real shame, but there you go. Right, let's take a look at the consoles up close. Right, so first one we got is the Xbox One X in Robot White, which is currently displaying Crisis 2. So yeah, loving the backwards compatibility. I've had a lot of people say in the comments since I picked up my Xbox about how good the backwards compatibility is and that Max Payne 3 and others run really well. So far so good. I mean, I played Call of Duty 2 on it before and that always runs smoothly. I recently downloaded Medal of Honor Airborne, which is notorious. I mean, the 360 version isn't too bad, the PS3 version is horrendous, the frame rate's shocking. But playing it on the X, I mean, it runs smooth as anything, it's great. And Crisis 2, as well as it runs on the 360, I was finding it was chugging in certain parts, it just couldn't cope with what was going on. Put it on the X and obviously it just runs smooth as anything, and there's also a remaster as well of the trilogy apparently for Xbox and PlayStation 4, so I may pick that up eventually just purely to play number 1 because I have got number 3 which I'm going to be playing once I've completed number 2. But yeah, it'd be interesting to play the remaster. I mean, I also don't want to play the remaster immediately because I've just finished the games, but I will pick it up at some point just to play the first game, get the full storyline. Then we have my PS4 Pro, which my parents bought me a few years ago. Treasured console in my collection. One I definitely need to delve into. I've not got a lot of PS4 games. I really do need to build that library up and invest more time in it. Like a lot of systems, when you've got a lot of consoles, as you know, it can be difficult to do that sometimes because you get distracted by different consoles. You're into one console heavily for a couple of weeks, then you're into another one, and then you're into another. So yes, the PS4 will get some love. I still, as I've said many times, need to play Detroit. Detroit Become Human is a must buy. I really need to play that game. Then we got my Switch OLED on the dock, and my Evercade Versus, fantastic little system. Blaze have put out some absolutely phenomenal cartridges, especially their arcade cartridges. And for me, the best cartridge they've put out so far is the remaster they did of Duke Nukem 1 and 2 from the PC. If anything else, it's worth buying an Evercade just for that. Those games are absolutely superb, really nicely remastered. And fully remastered as well, completely modernised, well worth playing. Next we have my lovely Ataris. So we've got my 2600 Plus, which my parents bought me a couple of years back when it came out. I mean, it's just beautiful. Look at the wood grain, stunning bit of kit. 7800, you can barely see it because it's a bloody dark, but yeah, gorgeous machine. I picked that up myself earlier in the year. Just playing, you can't see the label of the cartridge because it's the other way around, but I'm playing Tiger Heli, which is absolutely fantastic little shoot 'em up. My hybrid Super Nintendo, which is a Super Famicom inside a American clear shell, so it plays Japanese and American games out of the box, no converters, which I picked up on eBay. Absolutely phenomenal system, really happy with that. It's fully recapped and refurbed, so it's going to last me a good few years. Really chuffed with that one. It's been fantastic since I started buying American games again. We have my PAL Mega Drive. I have two of these. This one is from my Altered Beast pack. I also have just the standard Mega Drive pack with no game, playing Chaos Engine of course, because it's great. Then we have the PS1 Classic. I believe that's a 9000, I think, remember rightly. A recent acquirement with my Saturn Model 2, which is absolutely brilliant console. Really enjoying that one at the moment. Then we have one of my least, if not the least favourite consoles, the PlayStation 2. Maybe controversial, but you know, I've said it many times. It has fantastic exclusives. Overall, the Xbox was my system of choice at the time, and it still is. It's still a great console. I've got the most games for that, so all the cross-platform stuff I have on Xbox, so really PS2 is purely an exclusives machine for me. But yeah, that's the systems I've got, so just a quick pan back round again. That's what I currently have set up. Have room for one more or two if I put shelves in. It'll go in there. There is a system on the way that will be going in there, so that will pop up on a video at some point. And that's the other thing as well. Recently I put these shelves in. I've never done anything as far as customizing Kallax. I'm not good at DIY. In fact, I'm pretty terrible at anything manual. So I didn't know if I was actually going to be able to work this out. Now you can, like my mate Daz Cajones has done, you can buy the inserts that have them fitted inside, which are a lot easier to put in. These, when they arrived, I wasn't sure exactly how they were going to be done, but basically they come with just a glass shelf and the fittings. So there's no way of measuring out the gap or anything. So somehow I managed to get these equal on all sides, and I don't know how I managed it. I mean, you know, my dad taught me well in that respect, because he used to teach me how to measure things and do basic jobs that I had no clue about, and yeah, it worked out. I measured it up and somehow managed to get the ones at the back in line with the ones at the front and get the shelves all labelled up. So I think they come out really nicely. I think they look absolutely great. And you know, I've got them worked out. I mean, obviously the two Ataris have got cartridges, but they go in at a slope at like a 45 degrees, so they're quite easy. You've got enough clearance underneath there for those. That's not a problem. Obviously the switch in the dock is a bit of a pain in the arse, but I don't take it out of the dock. I tend to just leave it there and play it on the TV, so that's no problem. Every case you just open the lid, so that's easy. And over here, obviously the PlayStation and the Saturn, they've got plenty of clearance for their lids to open, and these two, PS2 and Xbox, are all front loaders. So I try to be smart about what I put in, because when you put the shelves in, obviously you're limited for space, and you have to allow, especially with cartridge machines, being able to pop the cartridges in. But I think it's worked out quite well. So there you go, that is all of the systems. Oh, and there's my current SCART switch box, which is going to be changed. I'm waiting for a new one to arrive, which will handle 10 devices, because you can see that one hasn't got enough space because there's a plug hanging out. That's my place. I think it's my Saturn actually. My Saturn SCART is currently sitting out there. It only handles 5 and one of them is dead, so it only handles 4. So I've now got a 10 SCART switch on the way. Cannot wait for that. There you go, guys. That was a quick look at my systems. So I've got a fair few systems set up now. Can be a little bit that you do come in here, like I suppose any game room and game rooms I've owned myself in the past, where you do tend to look at it and go, it's a little bit overwhelming sometimes. Do I really need to have that many systems set up? But I really don't like having everything boxed up if I'm in the mood for playing games. I don't want to keep coming in here, unboxing and setting things up. I'd rather just have them all laid out. And then whichever game I'm playing on whichever system, I can just go straight to it, put it in, play, and off we go. Unless I'm playing Xbox One or PS4, because there will of course be mandatory firmware updates for the console and a massive update for the game. So you spend hours doing nothing and not playing any games and end up playing on your retro instead. But that said, yeah, I'm really happy with the way this game room is coming together now. I've got my shelving over there, my bookcases are getting filled up. Still got a fair bit of space left in them. I've got all my consoles set up the way I want them, and I think I've got a real nice selection of systems as well. Good variety, lots of games that can be played on them. You know, I've got my stereo set up now, which I'm really happy about. Audio is so important to me with a game room. I need to have a decent setup for that. I've got my nice TVs. I've got my racking sorted out for all my boxes, so they're all off the floor and they're out of the way, which is great. So this is the racking I built the other night, and this is just a simple way to just store my boxes. I mean, you can't really display that well. Some I've put face on best I can, but because of sizes, I just have to slot them in the best I can. There's some at the back of them as well. But yeah, this is everything I own at the moment. So I've done a pretty good job. The racking is brilliant. It looks really, really nice. Okay, so as you can see, it's metal racking, and I went for the dark wood because I thought it looked quite nice. I mean, the flooring you've got in here is quite light, but it was a nice contrast having the dark wood on there as well. I think it looks really good. The shelves are actually really heavy. I was surprised. The metal is what you'd expect. It's not an expensive rack, so you get what you pay for, but it does the job, you know, and it supports everything. And the good thing is I've now got space along here as well, so I can put low-level bookcases along there, and I can put things on top of it. I can take some of the boxes off here if I buy any more consoles, put them on top of the bookcases, and you know, at least I've got some options, and I'll have plenty of storage for any new games once those two are filled up, which is getting closer, but there's still a fair amount of gap left that I can work with, which is great. I was originally going to have a cupboard, but after many weeks of research and trying to figure out the best way to deal with game boxes, in the end I just went buy some racking. And that was purely because I watched an random American guy doing a YouTube video, and he had racking in the back, and I thought that actually looks pretty cool. I like that, it's a nice effect. So I'm glad I went for that, and I'm glad I saw that video. But yeah, everything's come together really nicely. So once the sofa's in and I've got the rug and everything's done, we'll do a full room tour and I'll show you around, and we'll go over the shelves, of course. I mean, I've done them in previous videos, but I've added things to it since then. So we'll have a good old proper, like half hour, 40-minute, whatever it ends up being, room tour where I show you everything we've got in here. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below as always. I'll see you in the next video.